Hey y'all, it's Victoria. It's video number 2. So it looks like I didn't stop at number 1. So I'm gonna try and do this stupid YouTube thing. So today I thought I would talk about, not about, I'm gonna talk about surgery, transition related surgeries and how that all went for me. I went through quite a few. I spent a large fortune doing them all, you probably have to break it up into a couple of spots, but anyways, I'll do it regardless. So my very first surgery was April 13th, 2020. At that point I was living by myself in my apartment. My ex-wife and I had separated, I had scheduled a really big surgery. It was my FFS, so I had a whole bunch of stuff done. I had my forehead sliced all the way from one ear all the way to the other ear, and they brought my scalp forward. And then I also had a brow shave, so that gets rid of that Neanderthal brow that I used to have, and that lots of guys do, I guess. I had a lip lift, so they cut underneath my nose, took a little bit up and lifted it closer, so because the space between, the space is larger for men than it is for women, so that was one of the things they did. I already had pretty high cheekbones, so they didn't touch those. And they did a jaw and chin shave, so they went through my mouth. I had an incision that went from here all the way to here on the inside of my mouth. And that's how the doctor accessed, and he shaved my chin and my jaw. And yeah, so that was my first FFS surgery. It cost a lot of money. I had it done at the Visage Clinic in Toronto with probably the best surgeon in the entire world, Dr. Mark Dupre. It's in Yorkville here in Toronto. He is literally hands of God kind of thing, and he's really gifted, and that place is just literally amazing. That recovery was something else. I had to sleep vertically for 3 weeks or something like that. Doesn't sound like a lot, 3 weeks, but imagine sleeping on a couch with your back against the wall and your head slightly angled back so that you can actually rest for 3 weeks. At the same time, the only thing that could let me go to sleep because of the pain was the Percocet that I was taking. So I was taking 2 Percocets every 4 hours, which means it took an hour for it to kick in, 2 hours I slept, and then the hour I would wake up because the pain was so severe that I couldn't actually manage it. And then I'd have to wait for an hour and then take another pill, wait for another hour for it to kick in, and then go back to sleep for 2 more hours. So that was a challenge, to say the least. Luckily, my sister was with me, and she took good care of me, stayed with me for, I think, like almost a whole week after that surgery, and she provided me all the medicine, all the antibiotics, all the pain medicine. She did everything for me, which was great. I had absolutely no appetite, which kind of goes with surgery that epic, but it was crazy. I had drains in my head, and I think I had like 2 or 4 drains in my face, like 2 hanging down here, 1 or 2 up here. I'm gonna put the picture. It's gonna be up here, up there, and you'll get to see the scariness of what that was like. In terms of the feeling though, I remember going into that surgery, I was already on hormones at that point for I think like 10 months or so, and I was really ready to go because I had no idea what I was in for. Because, you know, like the first surgery, I was like, never gone under the knife, never went under for anesthetic, and I was like ready to go. And I woke up in that after that in the recovery room, and I couldn't close my mouth. My throat was like the Sahara Desert, and I literally felt like someone had beaten the crap out of me with a baseball bat, and I looked worse than someone had beaten me with a baseball bat, to be honest with you. terrible. I took lots of pictures. I even had a video actually right before I went into surgery, which was, when I look back at that, it's crazy that that's what I looked like, but that's what I looked like. And that was 10 months in. So it really does goes to show you how the hormones really do their job. The surgery definitely worked for me. If I hadn't had the surgery, I wouldn't be where I am today. Honestly, I don't know where I'd be if I hadn't had it. There's all these trans women who are so much stronger than I am, and they are able to persevere in ways that I simply couldn't. So it was a really tough surgery for me, but at the same time, it really was life-saving. Right before that surgery happened, the pandemic hit. So it was actually like the blessing of all. Everyone was stuck at home. I had no FOMO. I think that's called fear of missing out. And so I wasn't missing out anything. The world shut the fuck down. And I was very fortunate enough to be surviving and in my little apartment and with my sister taking care of me. And it was great. I had people visiting me. I had people bring me flowers and all sorts of cool stuff. So it was a really great experience. I mean, outside of the pain, that was the first of 8 surgeries. I would still say that was in some ways my biggest surgery because it was number one, but also it was the one that really, I mean, when you go out into the regular world, like the first thing people see is your face, other than my tits. And so it was a really big deal for me. It was the first of many, and it was something that I feel really changed my life in such a positive way that you really I can't put into words the gratitude I feel towards Dr. Dupre and all the work that he did, making me look the way I do and keeping me sane and letting me live a relatively peaceful and passing type life. I feel really blessed to have had that surgery, and it really did save my life. So when people talk about surgery for trans people and lots of them say, oh, you don't need to do it, blah, 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 blah. There's some people who are blessed and some people who are strong. I was neither. I had to finagle my way into this life. I really had to work hard, and surgery was, I think, 7.5 hours. So yeah, it was my second longest surgery. My first longest surgery was 11.5, but this one was the big one. So if you have any questions, pop them down in the comment section down there. I will try to answer anything that comes up that seems relevant. And again, like and subscribe. I don't know, that's what everyone says on YouTube, so I'm gonna try and do the same stupid thing. Anyways, it's my video number 2. I'm sure there'll be many, many more. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.